Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is a very special evening in Musketeers history. As many of you know, last year we began our Ring of Honor, and we inducted 3 members into that year. This year, we induct 1. And the reason for only 1 is he's an extremely special member of the Sioux City Musketeers family. Not only was he an instrumental part of the Musketeers culture in the late 70s, but then also he was a part of this hockey team for nearly 40 years after that with what he did here in this building, in that building, at the IBP Ice Center as well. He was also the only player that on our ballots was on everybody's ballot. Everybody had Mr. Walt Johnson down as a Ring of Honor nominee. So tonight, Walt, we want to take a look back at your fantastic career and welcome you in. Let's roll it.
In 1973, the Boston Bruins selected Omaha native Walt Johnson in the 7th round of the NHL draft. And shortly after, Walt found himself sharing the ice with an NHL legend.
Played some exhibition games. I played in a game with Bobby Orr against the New York Rangers in '73 in Providence, Rhode Island. The Boston Bruins against the New York Rangers. And it was just unbelievable. I had a give and go with Bobby Orr that was like out of the world.
After 3 years in the minors, Walt was looking for a home, and Sioux City was more than willing to take a player with Walt's talent.
Well, in those mid to late 70s, he was kind of a Mr. Hockey for us. He right away that first year, going back to 76, 77, proved he was a great two-way forward, one of the hardest shots in team history, good defensive forward too. He became team captain, and if Walt was on a breakaway up ice, everyone would get on their feet and they'd be like, it's not if he's going to score, it's where's he putting it in the net.
In 1976, Walt won Rookie of the Year honors, but in his second year, he won the league's scoring title with 101 points in just 51 games.
Well, that year was really special for me because I brought in Bob Ferguson. When Fergie was looking for a job, I said, come to Sioux City, we're having a blast. So then we put a line together with Dave Murphy on the left, Bob Ferguson at center, and I was on the right wing, and we tore it up.
After 3 seasons with the Musketeers, Walt retired as Sioux City's second all-time leading scorer with 286 points in 176 games. And although he retired from playing hockey, he was still very much involved in the game he loves so much.
He did so much off the ice, too. He got involved with the community. When his playing days ended, he helped with the Sioux City Metros, was their head coach. He helped build youth hockey into what it is today. What was an excellent role model for the kids. He ended up being the operations manager at the auditorium. He'd drive the Zamboni and clear the ice between periods. He'd make sure everything was in order, not just for hockey games, but for other events here.
Walt coached the Metros to a pair of state titles and for over 40 years worked for the city calling the shots at the Auditorium, Tyson, and IBP Ice Center.
I think it was December 14th, 2003, and I got to drop the puck. I skated out and dropped the puck on the last game at the old auditorium, and then we put the ice in here for a game on the 23rd or 24th, and I was the last person to skate on the old auditorium ice and the first person to skate on the Tyson ice.
And tonight, his name will hang on both buildings as a member of the Musketeers' Ring of Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, Walt, I'm going to talk to you in 1 second. We'll have you discuss some of the great times you had here in Sioux City. But before we do that, I would like to welcome you on behalf of the Sioux City Musketeers organization and a faithful and just proud city for what you represent and who you represent of all of us here in this awesome town. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Walt Johnson to the Ring of Honor. Well, Walt, you were in charge of a lot of the buildings in here and everything else, and I've always found it funny that you were the last person to skate in the auditorium, first person to skate here at the Tyson, and now your name hangs up on that wall. What's that mean to you?
It's crazy special. My favorite memories are in that auditorium the night the glass came down in a game against Waterloo. It was unbelievable. I'm really proud. My brother's here and my son is here from Columbus, Ohio. My mom is sitting up here in 105, 93 years old, a hockey mom from way back when.
When you think about your career in Sioux City, what comes to mind right away for you? What was Sioux City to you? Why was it such a special place to play?
The teammates, because we had the same teammates year after year, and we were all living in Sioux City after the first couple of years. Bringing Bob Ferguson in here, he was instrumental in building our junior A program. Years 80s through 89, he coached and brought us our first championship to the USHL in 86, 85, 86. Yep. Tim Ferguson, Mike Race, one of the greatest teams they ever put. The record was 42 wins and 6 losses.
When I told you were going in, and I was like, just let us know about tickets. And then all of a sudden there was a flood of tickets. I forgot how many people you knew in this town. You coached the Metros for quite some time too. And since when people heard that you were going in, I was flooded with text messages from your former players and even parents from that group. What does that mean to you, that there's so many people out there that you coached and mentored that really are proud to see you go in tonight? What did that time coaching mean to you?
Well, I think the words are giving back. I got a lot given to me by a lot of good hockey players in Omaha and in Toronto, and I wanted to give back to the kids. I did hockey schools. I taught Learn to Skate for years. The Metros, I coached from 79 to 83, and again, 96 through 2000. So 2 state championships and a lot of good memories.
A lot of great memories, and now forever your memory is right here in the Sioux City Auditorium and the Tyson Event Center, where you rightfully belong, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest member of the Musketeers Ring of Honor, let's give it up for Walt Johnson.